Hello, lovely people. I welcome you all to Bright and Clara's channel. Thank you all for clicking. This is episode 3 on Project Adjoa and Dennis. This is a 4-bedroom house designed by Jonathan Tete. In case you need any of the design, please do contact Jonathan. This is a roof terrace. As you can see, it looks so beautiful. The aesthetic of this house is unique, and our goal is to ensure that we do exactly as the 3D has depicted. So it requires a lot of attention to details. I want to make sure all the stone cladding has been shown in those areas. We get the exact colors of the stones so that it matches the beauty. You can see the stone cladding within the 2 windows, and all of that should be perfectly designed. So in episode 2, we saw the profiling and the digging which commenced. Here in episode 3, you're going to see the continuation of the digging. Digging is extremely difficult, honestly, and the lines are supposed to be linear. It also helps in ensuring that the block work is straight. So whoever is doing the markings is supposed to ensure that the lines are linear. Trenches are not supposed to be too wide, okay? 2 feet wide, that's okay. Because the wider they are, the more concrete you would have to pour in, and that is cost. It is costly, you understand? So at the width of a foundation trench should not be widening because, oh, I want to feel comfortable in there. You will feel comfortable, but you end up pouring in more concrete. You understand? So that consideration should be considered. Yes. And then also the depth of a foundation is also important and also dependent upon the nature of the land. Are you with me? There are certain areas that, okay, for just a ground floor building, a 2 feet 6 is enough. But in certain location, you would have to consider even erosion, because this area has a natural landscape. Now you cannot, try to overcome. You can do something, but naturally, erosion will take place naturally. And for that matter, you need to put up the structure in a way that should there be any erosion, you are not highly affected. Now, the house is going to be within, so it means that in our fencing, we need to consider so many factors in terms of erosion. Are you with me? So that should it rain, should the water be gushing towards the fence wall or not? All these need to be considered to avoid any future occurrences. All right. In the meantime, you can see that the laterite here is a good laterite, and there's a lot of stones within the trenches, a lot of them. Not a big or huge stones, but they are the smaller ones. And that tells you that, hey, the land is really good. Yeah, all work and happiness make Jack a dull boy. Says you need to happy yourself sometimes. So the gentleman up there is really dancing, and I believe is dancing to a tune that he really enjoys most. Anyway, so little by little, the trench digging is taking shape. You can see that they've straightened all the edges. Now, first, we're going to do the digging of the trenches. Once we are done, then we have to dig the columns. You understand? We have to dig the columns. Now, once we finish the digging of the columns, the next step is to do what we call the blinding. Now, once we are done with the blinding, then the next step is to do a pillar settings. You understand? Do all the pillar settings, and most of the pillars, we have to ensure that they are linear, because the block work is going to conform to the pillar. Some people will try to take a shortcut and say, okay, let's lay the block and then later position the pillar. But no, that is not how it's supposed to be. You have to set the pillar because it is the column that carries the load of the entire house. Okay, sometimes the load is distributed to some of the blocks. But the major carrier is the column. You understand? The major carrier is the column. Are you with me? Because the blocks only come in to support. But the one that carries a heavy burden is the columns. So here we are trying to dig and ensure that we achieve our 3 feet 6 inches. Okay, 3 feet, meaning that 3 feet for the block work and extra 6 inches for the column base. You understand? For the column base. All right, the block we're using is 6 inches quarry dart solid block. Okay, 6 inches quarry dart solid block, and most of our blocks is coming from one manufacturer. Yeah, one manufacturer, and his blocks are pretty solid. Yes, pretty solid. So our client, most definitely, when you visit the site, try and run a test on the block work, and you will notice that the block that we are using is a heavy duty block. We are not joking at all. You understand? We are not joking at all. I want to make a name for myself, and in fact, I'm in there for it, and I'm not joking. You understand? And one thing we all have to understand, most of our clients, once money is given, you are expected to start working. But I'll ask them to, calm down a little bit. Yes, my goal is to manage everyone and make sure that I have a deadline. I have a deadline, and everybody, I create a schedule for everybody. So if you don't see a video a day or two, rest assured that we are working towards you. You understand? Yes, we are working towards you. We have a target, and so we are not even relaxing at all. Are you with me? We are not relaxing at all. We want to make sure that from now up to December, you will see all the projects springing up. You understand? So beautiful. It gives everybody a sense of happiness and joy, and so they can prepare for the next phase of the project. So for me, for now, all I have to urge my client is that keep working hard and keep saving the money, because once we finish the structure, we are going helter skelter. We are running. We are running. Okay. Yes. And I want to showcase this project for everybody to see. Everybody will see the finishing of this house. Okay. Our client will come over. She's going to select her tiles, her WC, and she will do that in conjunction with the project coordinator and then the plumber in terms of plumbing, sanitary wares. They need to, coordinate with one another before they buy the WCs, the showers, and everything. Okay. In terms of tiling, the client can choose per her own preference. Yes, they can go to the Italian or the Spanish shop, get the specific tiles that they want, so that all these things can be pre-planned. So once we are done, we just go in there with the code and pick the tiles, and we start working. You understand? It's going to be a beautiful journey, a very beautiful one, and I can't wait to share that with you. Okay, I can't wait to share that with you. So this is how digging of the trench is. Most of you who are taking note, I believe that you are learning. The goal is for you to learn from this channel. Okay, so once you're given a project, we go to the site. The first day we're going to do the profiling. Once the profiling, everything is done and demarcated onto the ground, then the digging will take place. The digging is done as per the depth of the foundation. Even the architect will indicate the depth of the foundation. That is why it's advisable to allow the architect to go to see the land. Based on that, he will design whether you need a mesh, whether the depth of the foundation should be deeper because of the soil, okay, the nature of the soil. All these should be part of the design. So when we pick a design, we read through the footing details. In the footing details, it tells you the depth of the foundation, the size of the column, even the steel bender. If we go to the bending schedule, it tells the steel bender how to even tie the rods. You understand? Everything is there. The carpenter has a carpentry schedule where the carpenter is expected to follow that category, that instruction. You understand? You just don't get up and do anything of your own. No. Everything has been done based on the drawing. You understand? And you can see the depth from here. Okay, so those waters are just the rainfall. Because the land slopes towards the back, you can see that the rain is always sitting there at the back. When it falls, it drains all the way to the back. Are you with me? Yes. It's very sharp. The land is very sharp. So we need to be very, very careful when we are laying the blocks. Okay. All this will constitute to the outcome of the foundation. And when we are going to do the filling, it's going to consume a lot of laterite. A lot of laterite is going to go in here. Yes. And my goal is to ensure that the laterite settles down properly. We use the jumping jack and then the compactor with the double vibrator. Yes, all these are going to be done. Ensure that our DPM covers all the areas and taped off. And then we cast our concrete. Man, I can't wait to see that day. Okay, because when you finish that foundation, the rest is easy. Understand? The most difficult part and important part of a building is the foundation. And the beauty of a house is not at the rooftop, not the ecstatics. It is the foundation. It is the foundation that carries the weight, that brings everything, that brings the beauty, that does everything. A foundation is necessary. If you love this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and begin to share to friends that may show interest. My name is Mr. Bright, and I prepare, estimate, and I build houses from me to you. Shalom. God bless you wherever you are. Bye-bye.